Alright, so this is going to be a video about long division of polynomials. Now to kind of teach this, I'm going to be reviewing long division of integers because the same rules basically apply for both when you do long division of integers with long division of polynomials. So first one we're going to do is this 15 divided by 2, but I know you probably know the answer to this. I purposely picked an easier one, but we're going to use long division to solve it. So here we go. You probably learned this in elementary school, but what you do is you take whatever you're dividing by first, that 15, and then you have to put this little symbol over this little bracket kind of a thing over the 15, and then whatever you're dividing it by, you would put there. So 15 divided by 2, it's kind of backwards. Okay, now to solve this using long division, what you would do is you'd think, okay, how many times can I put 2 into 15 without going over? Okay, hopefully you know that it's 7 times, so I'm going to put a 7 up here. And then what you have to do with the 7 is you do 7 times 2 to get 14, and you'd have to put 14 right here. This 14 then you would have to subtract from the 15, because 17 times the 2 is the 14. Subtract that off because that's how many times you've taken away an even amount from that 15, and you'd left with 1. Now in elementary school you might have wrote 7, and then you would maybe put like a little r, so 7 remainder 1. Now what this remainder 1 means, if you didn't know, it actually means you're going to do 7 plus 1 divided by whatever you were dividing with originally. So it would be 7 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay? And this ends up becoming 7 1/2 or 7.5. Which, as you know, 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So it kind of makes sense going through the long division to get that 7.5. The one new thing might be that remainder. That remainder just means 1 divided by that 2. So it's plus the 1 divided by 2 or 7.5. So you need to use all of these concepts to solve a problem that looks like this, where we have a polynomial divided by another polynomial. Okay? Just like we did over here, for this one you want to write down the numerator, the number that you're starting with this bracket thing over it. And we're going to be dividing it by the x plus 4, so I'm going to put x plus 4 right here. Now to kind of make your life easier on this, all we're going to be worried about is this leading number, okay, this leading x for each of these. Okay, so when you're doing this first one right here, x squared, because it's the leading one first, we're going to be looking at it with this leading number right here, this x. So it's really important to kind of put it in the order of highest exponent to lowest. So we have x squared divided by x plus 4, so we're going to look at this one first. So just look at the x, you should be able to put an x right here because x times x is x squared. Okay? So x times this x plus 4, the x's will get you the x squared. So you end up with x times x plus minus 4 right here to get x squared minus 4x right here. I'm going to put this in parentheses, and just like before with the subtraction here, you have to subtract this off. Okay, so you did the 7 times 2 to get the 14. Now we're doing the x times the x minus 4 to get x squared minus 4x. Now our x squareds are going to cancel because all we cared about was that leading term. And then you're left with 3x minus negative 4x. Well, 2 minuses make a plus here, so we have 3x plus 4x to get 7x. Okay, I'm going to drop down this minus 24 here, like so. Okay? From here, we're going to just look at the leading term again. So we have 7x. Here we have this x. So hopefully you know that to multiply to get 7x, you would have to multiply this x by 7. So 7x. So you would end up with 7x times 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. I'm going to put this in parentheses again. And we're doing subtracting. 7x minus 7x, because we only cared about that leading term. That will cancel, and then you'll have negative 24 minus a negative 28. So again, I'm going to do this. 2 minuses are going to make a plus here. So we have negative 24 plus 28 to be 4. Okay, the leading term here is just the 4, and then here we have the x. So because there's no x in this, we're just going to put a remainder of 4 here. But remember, with the remainders, it's really just going to be whatever that number is divided by the number that you were dividing by. So you should get for your final answer x plus 7 plus 4 divided by x minus 4. And this is what your final answer would look like for the long division of these two polynomials. So that's long division. It's kind of a hard concept, but if you remember the fundamentals, if you remember what you learned in elementary school, it shouldn't be too bad. So if you have any questions on this video, let me know.